Yes, that is John Legend singing Prince, Let's Go Crazy. And yes, that is Sheila E. on the drums. Talk about an iconic moment at the DNC. This sound check is one to remember. They're getting ready to perform tonight live here at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago in the United Center. Thousands of people descending here on the Windy City for the DNC. Among them, 200 content creators and influencers who have been officially credentialed for the very first time. Democrats think they could be key to reaching young voters and delivering a win in November. Lindy Lee, who was named by Wired magazine as one of the political influencers shaping the 2024 election, also a Pennsylvania delegate and a member of the Harris-Walz Finance Committee. Top Finance Committee member, to point out. So first of all, can you believe, I mean, this makes perfect sense. I'm talking to an influencer, a young mover and shaker in this movement, as John Legend is singing Prince and Sheila E. is on the drums. I mean, this is night and day from what we saw at the RNC.
It's truly a dream come true, and I want to mention that I'm an immigrant. English is my second language. To be here at all is just mind-boggling. I was crying last night because I'm so overwhelmed and blessed to be American. This is just unbelievable. I'm incredibly grateful to be amongst the 200 top content creators, all of whom are coming for free, all of whom want to be out here spreading the message, spreading the pro-democracy message, and doing everything we possibly can to save our republic.
So we are talking about all the firsts that are taking place at this convention. Let's talk about Asian Americans. Let's talk about the Asian community. That is your community. That is Kamala Harris's community. What is this doing for your culture?
Can I just say, you are the first person who's asked about my community this entire week. So kudos to you. Thank you. That means so much to me. And I've done 22 interviews so far. You're the first. And that means the world to me. Because under the Trump administration, we suffered immensely. He blamed us for COVID. I used to go around, I'm a runner. I used to run around the city of Philadelphia and just be called racial slurs just by being outside. But under the Biden-Harris administration, all that changed. We got our country back. So thank you even for mentioning that. That just speaks volumes about your character. We're just as American as everybody else. Our hearts bleed red, white, and blue as well. So
I remember that, though, Lindy. I actually did a piece for ABC on the Asian community and the racial slurs, the destruction to their businesses. We visited different Chinatowns in different cities. And I mean, it was heartbreaking. I mean, even for the Asian community within ABC Network. I mean, we were passionate about telling these stories about what was happening in COVID and even since January 6th and all the rhetoric that has been out there, the negative rhetoric about multiculturalism and bringing just looking at the difference now and bringing and what you're seeing here at the DNC and the support behind all cultures, all people, all walks of life. I mean, it was pretty amazing for me at the roll call just to look around state by state and see all colors and creeds and backgrounds. And so, okay, we've talked about the cultural aspect of things, but let's talk money for a second, because you're a top member of the Harris campaign's finance team. It is unbelievable the amount of money that you and others have been able to raise. I mean, are we at $1 billion yet? I mean, it's crazy. Where are we?
10 million as of a few weeks ago. The FEC reports are filed on a monthly basis, but I'm sure it's surging. And I wish I could take credit for it, but it's not.
But it's you and the team.
Evidence of the energy and the passion of the American people. The credit belongs to them. But I have to say that it took me about a year to raise 1.1 million for President Biden. It took me 5 days to raise 2 million. And honestly, people were just like shoving the contributions towards the campaign. They're so excited to be part of this movement because it is a movement. It's more than a campaign. It's bigger than one person. Kamala Harris is fantastic. Obviously, I love her, but it's a passion for country. It's a dedication to all the ideals of what America stands for. And people know what's at stake. We don't want to go back to the chaos and the pandemonium that Trump would unleash.
You were all in for Joe Biden. Yeah. And then I know you saw the debate. And it was hard.
I was with him the night of the debate.
What can you tell us what that was like?
I was with him 5 minutes afterwards. He drove to the private watch party that we had, and I care about him on a human level. So I just took his hand and I hugged him. I didn't say anything about the quality of the debate. I just said, I love you. And he asked about my family. Actually, I had hosted him on May 1st, and he had whispered something to my family on the night of the debate. He's like, does your family remember what I told them? And I saw the Joe Biden that I wish America had seen that night, unfortunately. And at that point, when I was speaking with him, I don't think he realized the extent of the fallout. It was just so soon. And Jill actually on stage that night was like, you knew all the facts. You did you remember? She was like, you did a good job.
That.
Yeah.
One last question before we go. This is the first time, it's a pilot program, that all these influencers like yourself have been credentialed. What do you think about that? And with all the controversy just over influencers and disinformation and the role of social media and Elon Musk, how do you make that pitch to influencers being good for democracy?
Oh, that's such a good question. I do want to say that all of us, all 200 of us, are so dedicated to reporting the facts and the facts alone. In fact, if we find something that may not even be 100, it's close to true, but we can't validate it, we rescind it, we delete it, we send out a correction. All of us don't want to be like the other side. Integrity is something that I deeply value, and I always research and substantiate everything I put out there. Okay, my family fled a communist regime, so my commitment to democracy, to the facts, to truth is undeniable. I will do everything I possibly can to strengthen America.
So when you hear Trump call Kamala Harris a communist, how does that make you and your family feel?
Devastating, because that isn't communism. I'll tell you what communism is. Communism is the government killing my great-grandfather. That's communism. And communism is being forced to flee your country. That's communism. Kamala laughing with joy and spreading enthusiasm and love for America, that's not communism. That's beauty, that's patriotism, that's love.
Lindy Lee, thanks for being with me here at the DNC. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right.